Garrett, is the slot receiver position, is that in good hands now with Jackson?
Oh yeah, I mean Jackson as good as I ever seen, probably the best I ever seen. So I ain't gonna fake it. Jackson, the most natural athlete I ever seen. So yeah, more than straight.
Where do you rank on that list?
I mean, I don't know, but being like I am, I'm one of the people that I feel like I'm the best on the field every time. I saw Jackson for the first time, and I was like, hey. So Jackson, I mean, he's everything in that, so for sure.
Garrett, what does CJ bring at quarterback for you guys?
Just the ability to spread the ball all around. You can hit. There's not a throw on the field he can't make, and then he's taking on a leadership role at an early. He's only been here 2 years, so for him taking on the role like he has this offseason and this this fall camp, it's been huge. So just seeing his development, his growth, he knows it too that he took a huge couple of steps these past couple of months. So I can't wait to see how he takes it on his first game starting. So
I know that you talked about in spring that you thought all three of those guys could win and play at a high level of quarterback. Was there a time when you started feeling like could be CJ, that could be the guy for us?
CJ always had all the the throwing tools, and I mean it's always been like that. So just with him, I'd say the big thing with CJ was just he's that leadership role. We needed that with Justin, last year, and we didn't need it. We had it with Justin last year, and then with him, leaving, we needed someone to step in that role. So, it's been huge in that.
Garrett, what's next for you? You played outside freshman year, slot this year. What do you do to kind of top those 2 years as you continue to build on your high school?
My role this year is really just. It's similar to my freshman year role, just because I'm playing outside again. But I'm the first one taking the field, so I don't know. Ask that question again. I don't know if I answered that right.
Well, just how do you build on what you've accomplished already here as a third-year guy, moving positions now a couple times?
I mean, this year it's about team success. So we've obviously had that with the Big Ten championships and the semifinal championship last year, but we want to take that next step and get to the national championship and bring it home. So. We felt like moving me outside and Jackson getting inside, we put all three of our best players on the field at the same time as far as receivers go. So, my step is just playing my role and, contributing to the team's success.
Garrett, can you just speak on this room right now? I mean, it's a bunch of top 100 guys.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna fake it. It's probably not like this nowhere else. So it's honestly ridiculous when you see Mecca and Marvin and JB and what they can do. We got dudes like Sam Wiggles, who was a walk-on, and I mean he's as good as anyone in the country. So I mean it's really the deepest room, that I've seen. And so even when I watched being a fan of college football growing up, I don't think it gets like this often. So.
And I don't want to speak out of turn here, but this is not what it looked like when you first got here, or when Ryan came down to Texas and talked to you about. We're going to throw the ball here. We're going to do X, Y, and Z here. You were kind of the first one in the room to agree to come along when they weren't really throwing the ball here.
Yeah.
I mean, to see it actually pay off with what the room looks like, the way this offense kind of works. And you just speak on that. Is it gone the exact way that Ryan did maybe talk to you about?
Yeah, see, that's a good, like you said, that was why I wanted to come here, because I always loved Ohio State, but the thing with me is that would it fit the way I played. So, seeing Coach Day take on that OC position all them years ago, and just the way that he had transformed since Dwayne got here, that was something I wanted to be a part of, and then he's done everything he, said it was going to be. He's delivered on everything he said it was going to be. So, we got the receivers to be able to throw the ball all game and, keep everyone fresh. And then we got the QBs to do it and the play caller to do it. So, it's a lot of fun to be a part of this offense. And, hopefully we can keep making plays even when the elements, come into it. That's the one thing being up north. But,
You lived up here, man.
Yeah, I lived up here, but, you don't ever get used to that. Yeah, I ain't used to the heat either. Yesterday was whooping my ass. I'm gonna fake it. So. Yeah, see, I Syracuse and stuff like that. I should have looked into that a little more. I should have looked into that Carrier Dome or something, UTSA or something.
4 days ago, Garrett, what are the limits? What are the limits for this offense this year from what you see, and how, when you look around the room in the offensive room, this is as talented a group that appears as anybody in the country. How do y'all keep your humility? Keep following?
Yeah, just all because we all know we can learn so much from each other, and that. Someone messing up. We're all, some of the top players at our position, like you said, and someone messing up, that's really pushing their boundary. It's not. That's how you get better. Is being uncomfortable, And, you know, I think we've done a great job, you know, especially this offseason and this summer, just pushing each other, making sure we keep it fun out of practice, but also, like, you know, we know that we got to get better, too. We're not at the top of the, you know, it's not like we've reached our potential, you know what I mean? So just making sure that we all push each other, and I think it's great having the new dudes come in. I mean, especially Marvin, just the way he worked, and, you know, he put it in our room that, you know, this is how, you know, we do things. I mean, Marvin would be out there, you know, working by himself till 6 p.m., 8 p.m. You know, people saw it, you know, you take notice, you're like, I want to do that too, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's just, we just done a great job pushing each other, I would say.
Yeah, and I'm talking even more as the offense as a whole. When you look around the offensive room, the depth on the offensive line, you know, you got a quarterback who's the Elite 11 MVP.
Yeah.
You know, the depth at running back and stuff. I mean, do you feel like you're part of, I don't know, something special here? What do you
Oh, I mean, definitely feel like I'm part of something special. So now it's just about putting it together, you know. We got all the talent in the world, but it's Ohio State, so, you know, we expect that. And now it's about, you know, turning that talent into a championship and bringing it back to Columbus. So, I mean, that's always what it's been about, but, you know, it's something different this year, I feel like.
What do you think this offense will be about in the final analysis? What do you think y'all will, where will y'all leave your mark, you think?
I mean, we want to be the best offense in the country, and that sounds cliche, but, you know, we want to be the best offense in the country, you know, put up the most points all time. I mean, super balanced, you know, the way the running backs are running the ball, you know, you can't not run it. I mean, they're too good. So, as far as where we want to be, I mean, we want to do whatever it takes to win the championship, but I think, you know, a lot of that comes with the success of winning the championship. So, you know, it'll all take care of itself, but we think we can be the best in the country.
Garrett, how have you and the receivers built chemistry with CJ?
Yeah, I mean, just reps, you know. So it's been hard to get reps, you know, with the competition going on. But this last week we've been, you know, trying to clean up on timing and get those reps against, you know, good DBs, and it's really been helping with the timing. So CJ's a big person on, you know, get the reps. You know, once you get the reps, you're not gonna mess it up again. So, I mean, once he hits the throw, you know, it gets your steps down, sees how you run the route, you know, he puts it right there on you. So.
You mentioned he can make all the throws. Is there something he does that's different than Justin? Is it similar? Like, how is it like going from one quarterback to another quarterback?
I'd say that's different from John. I mean, they're very different. I mean, it's hard. They're very different. So, I mean, Justin had that running threat, and CJ does too, but it's just different. You know, he's a stay in the pocket type of, you know, he's a pocket passing quarterback. I would say I don't want to offend him. I don't know if that's offensive or something. You know, but I mean, everybody can sling it for real. So he's a, I don't know. I don't know. They're very different, but I would say he's more of an in the pocket quarterback. You know, sit in there is what I would say was main difference.
Well, I guess Justin did stuff before where he would move outside the pocket and stuff like that. And CJ's maybe force receivers to do different stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different. You know, the scramble drills and stuff like that. It hasn't been as much as, you know, we're used to the last 2 years. I mean, since I've been here, it's only been Justin, you know, the quarterback. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely been different. So.
Garrett, I heard you compare CJ to Russell Wilson when you were on Big Ten Network. Can you just kind of explain like how that comparison came about?
That comparison came about because Russell Wilson throw the best deep ball to me, him or Aaron Rodgers, and just the way the ball lands, like falls on a receiver, it makes so you can choose how to play those type of balls. So you can either let it fall over your shoulder or go up in high point, depending on what feels more comfortable, what feels like gives you the best chance to make the play. And I mean, that's one thing that as a receiver, you know, you love having someone that drops the ball on you versus you know, not being able to react as much. So that's why I did that comparison to Russell Wilson, just because the way Russell Wilson, I mean, to give you a play I'm thinking of when he threw that ball to DK Metcalf on Stephon Gilmore, I mean, it literally fell. Like, you can't, if you're a DB, you can't really make a play on that.
So as a receiver, like, you feel like if he's throwing you the deep ball, you like know where it's going to be.
Yeah, but also I just know, and the way he throws it is just like he always gives you a chance. Is the best way to play it. Sometimes, you know, deep pass can be hard to react to if it's on the line. You know what I mean? So just the fact that the ball falls on you gives you a better chance to make the catch, easier to react to, stuff like that. So that's the best way I can put it.
Garrett, you mentioned Marvin being out till 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Tonight. Is that do you see that coming from growing up the son of a Hall of Famer? Is that where that stuff comes from? And how much has that impacted the rest of you guys?
I mean, that can go both ways, you know, when someone, you know, grows up like that. But Marvin, you know, it's something in him. He's different. So, I mean, he just wants to work. He wants to get better every day. And he's already as good as, you know, as good as I see it at that age too. So, I mean, Marvin's going to be so special. I know with me, it's something different because I really respect the way he works. So from the day he came in here, I really respect and took notice of how he worked, and it, really inspired me to, just take something different this year. So, I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, his dad, you had to do it. I've actually met his dad out multiple times, and yeah, I could see it. His dad was different too. The way they, they were just, I don't know how to put it, but I mean, it's something special right there.